Now up for pre-order, Four Horsemen Studios have their Cosmic Legions Wave 3 called Outpost Zaxxius. This is sort of a bridge wave between Volcatar and whatever wave is coming next. They said the fourth wave will be a huge one with lots of new tooling. And with the big delay in Wave 1, Volcatar Book 1, this small, mostly reuse wave allows them to hold off on the big new wave without huge gaps between product actually shipping, giving customers a steady flow of releases without requiring them to overcommit. Little 6-figure wave consisting essentially of color variants and sort of new combinations of existing builds with a few new parts thrown into the mix. It contains 4 standard figures, one of which is a tribute figure, and then 1 ogre scale figure, also a tribute figure, and then 1 deluxe figure. This video will break down the entire wave, 1 figure at a time. I will be providing pricing and availability, as well as my own opinions about the wave. Starting off with the first of 4 figures, we have the Tusk Pilot. This is also known as the Red Jet. This is essentially a reimagining of a Tusk Trooper, of which there are a few, including the Sentry and the Gravekeeper. This uses quite a few parts from the Gravekeeper, particularly that chest piece over the top of the chest there. It does reuse some Mythic Legions parts, as have other Cosmic Legions figures, with the sculpted cloth-like upper legs, and now introducing the sculpted cloth-like upper arms. The red paint job is awesome on this thing. I think in hand it's going to be pretty mind-blowing to see that metallic red, because these are the types of colors that you would not really see in Mythic Legion, so something totally new. And this is a standard figure. It has a repainted version of the alternate head that came with the Science Officer, as well as some different tubes and weapons and accessories, but this is a standard $37 figure, the first of 4. Next is Kalian Shun. She's a 2.0 style figure, so this will be compatible with Mythic Legion's 2.0 style elves and vampires and goblins and stuff like that. In fact, this figure does use quite a bit of Mythic Legion's parts, including the chest armor piece there. That's from the female knights, and the arm armor. Also those bare upper legs and upper arms, and the alternate head that is from Thrace Wraithhailer in the Poxus wave. Cloth goods on this figure are incredible, designed by C. Jessam. Really cool stuff here. Lots of little stitching details. You have an overcloak with a hood. You have a skirted piece and a loincloth. So a lot of value in this one, especially in the cloth goods area. And again, this is a $37 figure. The third standard figure, and also 2.0 compatible, though it includes that Ias Sepetian, like pretty much top to bottom, brand new longer body. This is Altar Solovius, another Greyborn or Grey Alien type character. Also a figure with a ton of wired cloth goods designed by C. Jessam. Brand new head sculpt on this one. So although this wave is mostly reuse, we have brand new head sculpt here and brand new bare forearms on the classic looking alien with a cool paint scheme on that head sculpt. For accessories, it's got a staff and a whole bunch of extra hands. Another really great value here in Altar Solovius, a 2.0 style standard figure. Fourth and final standard $37 figure. This one is the first of 2 Masters of the Universe tribute figures that will also be available at PowerCon. This is Operative 83, essentially an homage to Man-E-Faces. And this is one of those figures that, to me, it almost looks like the body itself, the mold and the body was specifically designed for this. It looks that good, in my opinion. Multiple extra heads. Of course, it's Man-E-Faces, so he's going to have the different looks there. One more thing to add with Operative is that it does have a brand new head sculpt. This is, to me, it looks like a kind of a blown up or reimagined version of the 2.0 vampire head that has the helmet on there. And this is actually a 1.0 sized version of that style or look. And primarily, this is another Tusk character. So it's a character posing as a Tusk officer, so it's using a lot of that same armor as the Tusk Sentry. Moving on from the 4 standard figures, we do have 1 ogre scale figure. This one's also a tribute, this one being a tribute to Whiplash, but this character's name is Scourge, and this is essentially a mashup between Arakagor from the Mythic Legions Poxus wave and Kragnar from the first Cosmic Legions wave. Comes with 2 heads, and this is just going to be a blast to pop and swap with the other ogre scale armors and just to make another Dragonborn type character in green. And last but not least, we do have one deluxe figure. This is a $48 Zaxxius. That is their bug-like alien race. And this one is called the Minor, the Specian Minor. Comes with 2 looks, essentially. So it's got an extra pair of those little tiny arms that you can use on the back, or a pair of wings that you can put on the back. And per the story, there's 2 types of miners. There's the diggers and the flyers. And so you can do either one. Apparently, like, a unit has, like, 5 diggers and 1 flyer or something like that if you're looking to accurately army build this guy. With this one, we do have a brand new alternate open mouth head sculpt. And to sum it up, overall, what they're offering is 4 standard $37 figures, 1 ogre scale figure at $65, and 1 deluxe figure at $48, 2 of which will be PowerCon debut Masters of the Universe tribute figures. If you add it all up, it's $261, and if you were to purchase them all separately during the pre-order window, it would be $261. However, there will be an option for a single all-in pack, and that is $235, which is a savings of $26, which is pretty good. That's essentially the price of a Legion builder these days. Of course, you'll want to play around with the cart depending on where you live. Shipping can get expensive, taxes can get expensive. Weigh your options. The $37 figures, when they go up for sale in May at the retailers, will be, I think, $50 each. The ogre scale Scourge, that'll be $75, and the deluxe Zaxxius bug guy will be, I think, $60. So you're going to want to just like weigh your options and figure out, especially if you live far away from New Jersey, where Four Horsemen ships from, and just try to figure out what you're going to do. Typically, my advice is if you're going to go all in or you're going to order a lot of figures, ordering direct is almost always the best option. If you're just going to buy 1 figure, the savings don't really make too much of a difference. So if you don't want to put your money up front, like totally reasonable to go to a retailer and pick them up. So some final thoughts, in my opinion, for collectors who are not willing to buy into a 3rd wave before having the 1st wave in hand, totally understandable. And also for those who don't like a lot of reuse in their figures, this is probably not necessarily a must-have wave. But for me personally, I know what I'm getting into with Legions. I have been collecting them for many years, and they always deliver as far as I'm concerned. So I don't mind personally putting up the money before I even have the first 2 waves. It's not an issue for me. As is the reuse. Anyone who's collecting Legions, Mythic, or Cosmic and can't abide parts reuse might be collecting the wrong line. I mean, this is what they do. It is a part swap line, and they always incorporate existing parts into future waves. And honestly, like, they've been making more and more brand new tooling with every year that goes by. It's just not every single wave. So you're going to have like a huge Cosmic Legions wave probably in the fall that's going to have a ton of new parts, and that will again be followed up by probably some type of build out wave that reuses parts from that wave. Same thing with Mythic Legions. We had the Necronominus wave, and then we're going to get some of those parts reused probably in the All-Star 6+ wave, and that'll be a lot of reuse as well. It's just the cycle of this line, and I don't think they're going to change as much as people might complain about reuse. This is not a line that's going to stop doing that. As far as the pre-order window, this pre-order is currently live as of Friday, March 31st at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and it will continue through Sunday, April 30th at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So pretty much 1 full month to get your order in. Or after that, the figures will be available at retail. So probably May 1st. Retailers will put the orders up, and that's an option where if you don't like paying up front, there are plenty of retailers who offer the figures, with no down payment or any of that stuff. And then, it's also a little more expensive, but sometimes you can save on shipping. So you got to like weigh your options and figure out what you want to do. This wave is expected to ship middle of 2024. So about a year out from these figures shipping. Anyway, I'm pretty pumped for this wave. I think it is a dynamite combination of crazy characters, interesting tribute figures, an awesome gray alien, my favorite of the wave, and just some cool stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching my video, and until next time, may the Force be with you.